A very good afternoon to you, William. Now let's start off with Kenyan Market. Now that's a darling of the market. We did see the company coming out with results in Friday's trading session, posting a 5.68 billion shilling pre-tax loss there. We did have the share price falling back about 8% at the start of trade.
Yes, Kenyan Market has had a bad day in business. I mean, it was actually leading in terms of those who lost today. But I think the major problem to Kenyan Market would be that they hedged too much on the dollar currency, to the extent that when the Kenya shilling strengthened, then they were caught unawares.
So currency volatility having an impact on the company. But when you look at Kenyan Market, where to from here? We know that the Puma Energy deal is also still pending on that front.
Yes, it is still pending, and we'll be looking to observe how that, is affected by the results that they have posted this week. Hopefully, this will not be a major blow to the deal. Everyone is looking forward to that.
Looking at the overall sector, we do have Total Kenya, which is not much of a darling in the market, but news just out, Talo Oil has made a discovery in terms of gas, so another positive on the oil and gas front in Kenya.
Well, it's been a series of good news this year, especially on the front of oil. We like the fact that we are discovering oil. First it was Turkana, and now it's off the shores of Malindi. Hopefully this will be an amount that can be used for commercial purposes. We are yet to establish that, and that will indeed affect how the market looks at energy counters like Total or even Kenyan Market.
We've seen a number of companies coming to the market with cash calls, but the Jubilee Bank's 500 million Kenyan shilling cash call opened today. Do you see most of the shareholders following the rights on this one?
Yes, the banks are still a darling for the market, as you put it. Jubilee Bank is a bank that has grown, indigenously from scratch. And the fact that they are looking for investors would indeed attract many to just go in and buy into the company. As to how much they will be able to raise out of it, because they are targeting 500 million, it's still unclear at this stage, but I see the market responding positively to their call.
Let's talk on some of the stocks that made quite big moves in last week's trading session. We did have Safaricom touching a 16-month high. Is that a stock that you're still buying into right now?
Yes, Safaricom, like I've said in the past, Safaricom has made the right strategic moves in avoiding the price wars with the rivals in the industry, and as such have decided to continue delivering on value. Its fundamentals are right, its management is right. It's a counter that I would still be looking to buy into. But it's something I would be interested in just necessarily for the long term. It's not a counter you could hold for speculative purposes.
We had the likes of East African Breweries attracting a lot of attention in terms of volume, moving about 5.92 million shares. It also had a good run in last week's trading session. Is East African Breweries also one on your radar at this stage?
Yes, the EABL has, I think one of the major companies in the market is the EABL, and the beauty of it is they have always known the challenge they have and addressed it accordingly. In this regard, their major challenge was raw materials. They have had presence in the Eastern African region trying to look for raw materials. And so that has essentially managed their cost structure. Interestingly speaking, EABL is something you would look at both for the long term and also for speculative purposes. And so I wouldn't rule it out as yet. I still see it going up in the next few weeks. The price would continue to rally.
Another stock that's been, or another company that's been in the news for pretty much the wrong reasons has been Kenya Airways last week, shedding about 578 employees. How about that stock? Is that something that you're looking at this stage?
The biggest problem with Kenya Airways has always been its high costs. Everything about it is right, except that when the reports come at the end of the year, the cost of doing business for KQ has always been too high. This move is indeed something that the investors have been looking forward to. Of course, it's bad on the employees, but at the end of the day, it will make Kenya Airways a company to reckon with. And so we hope that this gets to be finalized so that Kenya Airways can be the strong counter it has always been. As to how this will continue, I don't know. I just hope that somehow they come up with a working arrangement with employees.
Looking at the overall market, it was up. It touched about a 14-month high in Friday's trading session. So looking into this week, we don't really have the central bank announcing interest rates or whatever. But what can we expect for this coming week?
Obviously, the market has been strengthened by the reduction of the CBR rate and the announcement that the inflation rates dropped drastically last month. That will still continue to have a role in the market even this week. I'm looking at the the index continuing to rise or to rally this week and even up to next week to the Friday high and even beyond.
Well, that's where we have to leave it. That was William Odhiambo, Managing Consultant at Elim Consulting.